very humbling to be here. Thank you so much for everybody filling in. Oh my gosh, this auditorium is full. It's a little bit crazy. I am so honored to be in the home country of my father. I just came from the home country of my mother in Slovenia, so what a nice little world tour to say thank you to so many people who are cheering for us. Hold on for just a second. Well, we can jump into it. It's okay. I'll come back. So it's a time of innovation. 3 different rockets, 3 different spacecraft. You'll see 3 different space suits in the time frame that we are up there. This is a. Oops. It's okay. We can continue on, or I can opening remarks real quick. Stand by. Okay. All right. We'll rewind. And this is part of I think my life is adaptability, right? So something that starts off as a meeting turns into a video, then to stop. It's okay. It's 8 days, 8 months, 9 months, whatever. It's okay. We Should we blend? Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to highlight a couple things here. Again, amazing time of innovation. 3 different suits, 3 different spacecraft, 3 different rockets. What a great way to contrast and compare. 3 different ways software can get us actually to the International Space Station. An amazing time in this time frame of innovation. So we are, as Mika said, we are. What should we do? Okay. All right. So, but it is an amazing time. 250 years of innovation, working with our international partners, I think, has really allowed us to take these amazing steps in exploration. But let me just go back real quick and just say, again, thank you for the invitation to come here. Thank you for the invitation to be able to talk to students here in Delhi and then more students down in Kerala for the literary festival. It's really important to me that we spread our story, what it's all about, what it takes to collaborate in this way. And I'm just really appreciative of these opportunities that I have to be here with everyone today. Okay, don't start it yet, but I'm gonna talk a little bit about this movie just to give an overview of what we're gonna do today here in the auditorium. I'm gonna play my home video like we all do when we go on a really cool trip. It was my trip away from planet Earth. Like I mentioned, it ended up starting at 8 days and turned into about 9 months. We were up on a brand new spacecraft, first time the Boeing Starliner launched on an Atlas V, first time people launched on an Atlas V. So we were writing down every little noise it was making, every little bump and crunch or whatever it was making so we could pass it on to the next folks, because that's what we do, we pass it on. That happened in June of 2024. We waited over the summer to figure out whether or not we were going to be able to fly the spacecraft back, because if you remember on the docking axis as we were coming into dock, we lost 5 of our thrusters at different times, and so then we had to actually take over manually, working hand-in-hand collaboration with our mission control to restart. I think of it as Control-Alt-Delete. The engines, get them back running again, actually take off some of the software algorithms that were shutting the engines down, the thrusters down as well. So during that summer time frame, which was a little bit confusing for a lot of people, I think one of the virtues that we all say is patience. We have to wait for the data to come in and find out whether or not we know what the problem is and if we can solve the problem. Well, it was determined by the end of the summer we couldn't really determine or solve the problem. We had a pretty good idea what the problem was, but we couldn't solve it. And so they were discussing what we were going to do. So in the meantime, we had a Dragon crew up there and we had a Soyuz crew up there, but it was getting ready for them to rotate. So another Soyuz crew came up, and then another Dragon crew came up. So you're going to see you will see 12 people on the space station at one point in time. The International Space Station with our Russian, Japanese, European, Canadian, and a lot of other great countries, Captain Shukla came up a little bit after me. I'm really sad. I missed him while I was up there. We could have shared some stories. A lot of amazing countries are coming to the International Space Station. With all our partners, all that collaboration, it's made for about 7 people. And so we were stressing the limits of the space station a little bit with 12 at times, and then we had 9 at times. So it's a little bit back and forth, and they had to make the determination that we were not going to come back in our Starliner spacecraft. All the T's were not crossed, all the I's were not dotted, and so we were going to come back with a Dragon crew. And this is I just wanted to mention one more thing about collaboration and team effort. This is a team sport. Space travel, all around the globe. You know, this is our one planet. We are here together. We do these things together as a team. And 2 of the people who are training for the flight on the Dragon spacecraft, you know, said, "Okay, I'm off. Let's give some seats for Sunny and Barry to come home." And so that's I think the ultimate team sport. Anyway, so that's how you'll see the Dragon on the far right of the screen. That one came up with only 2 people. So that's a little bit different than the normal Dragon, which has 4 people, which Captain Shukla was the pilot of, as a matter of fact, for Axiom 4. Okay, so we can continue, because I think you get the gist of what we're seeing here, right? We'll just continue from here. I was mentioning 3 different software programs to get there. For us, it was about 24 hours, the ride to space. Soyuz was about 6 hours, and about 20 hours for Dragon. Starliner docking to the space station. This was a very good day. Very happy about that. Soyuz getting ready to dock, and then Dragon coming in for the docking. Different months. A day of good hair. That's why it was a good day. And other things. Very happy to be on the International Space Station. You can see that hatch right there is in the very front of the space station. We had to clear that hatch to get our friends to come back to take us home. This one was the Russian, and then back to that front hatch where the Dragon crew came in and was getting ready to take us home on their spacecraft. Lots of traditions. You see the bell there for each of the spacecraft as they arrive. This is a Navy tradition as we started the space station. So lots of tradition in this collaboration together over the years to build and work on this space station. And we can increase the volume. So we had a lot of science that we were doing up there, but we also have to fix some stuff. We're our own maintainers, our own IT guys. So we had the opportunity to actually go outside and do a couple spacewalks to fix some pieces of equipment. So you get an idea of what the suits look like, what the gloves look like, which requires the tools, the innovation for the tools to be able to work outside. This is taking a next step as we're getting ready to go back to the moon with new spacesuits and new ways of operating as we're walking around. So some of the equipment is parts and pieces, and then other parts of our experiments that are outside. So on our second spacewalk, we found that things do live in the vacuum of space. Some of it is obviously from us as air vents that are leading to the outside, but things can live outside the vacuum of space. Makes you wonder about what's next, right? Meanwhile, I was on the robotic arm. Nick and Don drove me over to where there was a piece of equipment. Space station's over 20 years old, so some of the stuff is a little outdated. So we had to get this radio frequency group, undo it, and then bring it back inside so we can fix it and put it back outside. I don't know if you see the crowbar there, but sometimes the best solution is very elegant and simple, just a crowbar to get that released. While we're up there, of course, we are our experiments, right? So bone density, muscle mass, those are things that we have to worry about. So we work out with the advanced resistive exercise device. Take a look how big these machines are, though. The treadmill, and then the bicycle. So if we're thinking about taking that next step on a smaller spacecraft, how are we going to integrate all of these pieces of equipment into a new spacecraft? This is another area of advancement. Why? Because we eat a lot. We didn't plan on all these holidays. So you have to be a little creative and ask your family and friends to send some stuff up on the cargo spacecraft. Russian Christmas we had while we were up there, as well as time went by, which meant we had birthdays. We're not the best singers, but we can make space cakes. And I was telling the people at IIT, it's round, by the way, just in case. We have some time to go to take a look at the window, and I guarantee it is a round planet, and we all live here together. Unfortunately, all good things have to come to an end, and we had to come home. So we come barreling back into the atmosphere. This is the plasma around our spacecraft as we are looking out the window. Good window technology as we come back home, which will be even tested further with the Artemis 2 mission. We'll see how that goes. And then different ways to come home. It took us about 17 hours to come home. This is our spacecraft right here. Slowed down enough for 2 drogue chutes, then 4 main parachutes, versus Soyuz, which is about 6 hours with just 1 main parachute, and then Starliner, when it came back, 3 parachutes and airbags. So different combinations of landing capabilities to get back to planet Earth.
And splashdown. Kurgan, back on.
That was another good day. I'm not going to say I felt good, but it was a good day. This is called a soft landing out in the steppes of Kazakhstan with some soft landing jets as well as seats which have shock absorbers. But it's not over till it's over, and you really get home to our families. So on Dragon, we are on a ship, and we get on a helicopter, which takes us to an airport. We get on a G5 and takes us back to Houston or wherever our families are. Dawn on Soyuz, the same thing. Helicopter to an airport in Kazakhstan, and then back home. A comet here. We saw 2 comets while we were up there. Talk about being the right place at the right time and not the wrong place at the wrong time. 2 comets as they went around the sun. We saw amazing aurora. I can't be happier with a better flight, which a lot of people, I think, felt that we were at the wrong place at the wrong time. I would say the right place at the right time. Thank you.